Welcome to Identity Matters with Dr. Kathleen Perry. Join in to explore one of life's big questions. Who am I really? The Identity Matters podcast will show you that you are and always have been innately whole and worthy just as you are. So slow down, relax, and enjoy the show.
Welcome back to Identity Matters. I'm your host, Dr. Kathleen Perry. Right now, I'm sitting in a beautiful mountain town in Colorado. And I was just looking at my day timer, that old-fashioned paper version. This kind I've always used, and every time I try to switch over to the electronic, it just doesn't work. But there's hope. Anyway, for the time being, it's working. So I was looking at it, and the page is blank, like literally almost entirely blank. No acupuncture patients, no coaching clients. The Explorers Club is on pause for a few months. And there's just mountains outside the window. My dog Onyx curled up somewhere nearby, and me doing, by most conventional measures, nothing. Yeah, a little pickleball this morning, but I'm really not doing much. And I want to share with you what I'm discovering in that nothing. Because on many levels, it's not what I expected. So you may know that for 39 years, I was a doctor. I started out as a chiropractic sports physician, and then I got deeply immersed and fell in love with acupuncture and energy healing. I did some functional medicine for a while, and then over the last 4 years, I started doing coaching, which I love. So decades of people walking into my office in pain, and me figuring out how to help them walk out differently. That was my identity. It wasn't just my job. It was who I was. And for me, my worth had a shape to it. And that shape was, how many people did I help that day? How much did I accomplish? What did I produce? So I retired from acupuncture in February this past year. It wasn't actually a full stop. I'd been coaching for 4 years at that point, work that I love and that I still plan to return to. But this past June, just 2 months ago, I came to Colorado and I took a planned 4-month break from my coaching as well. So a break from everything. And a lot of it was spurred by, the fact that my mom died in March. Now, I don't know, almost 6 months ago. So it wasn't retirement in a traditional sense, but it's more like every single identity that I'd built my worth on got set down all at once, including being a daughter. So the work part, even if it was temporary, I just put it down. I knew I had to, and I knew I wanted to. So somewhere underneath the relief of that, there was still that sense of identity collapsing. And nobody talks about this, I don't think. They might tell you that retirement is rest and freedom and finally having time. But quite often, until you go through it, well, you don't know. You're not told that if your sense of worth was built on producing productivity, taking productivity away doesn't just leave you with time. It leaves you with a version of yourself that you might not recognize. Standing in a room with no evidence of your own value anywhere in sight. That's kind of what it has felt like to me over the past 6 years with all these layers of identity kind of collapsing. So I want to be honest about that identity collapse, because you might be going through your own version of it right now. It could be an empty nest, a divorce, like me, the death of a spouse, retirement, or the quiet earthquake of losing a parent. That's a big one. I met a guy this morning on the pickleball court. His parents died 10, 15 years ago, and he still feels that sense of, who am I without them? I'm not a son anymore. So whatever the doorway, it can feel like something is wrong with you. It isn't. I'm thinking of this client I had, and I'm just going to call him Grant. He sold his company after 22 years of building it from nothing. And he was making life-changing money. Every external marker of success that you could ask for. So 6 months after he sold it, he called me in what I would describe as sort of a quiet panic. I just don't know who I am without it, he told me. I built something. I was somebody who built things. And now I just exist, he said. He tried filling his days with boards and advisory roles. And I know for him, it felt like a half-hearted attempt at a second go-round. He tried to create a second company, but none of it touched the actual ache he was feeling. The ache wasn't that he had nothing to do. It was this ache that doing had always been the answer to, who am I? And now that question didn't have an answer waiting for him. That's what I'm talking about with an identity collapse. You don't skip past it by finding a new project. You actually have to just let it happen. So right alongside my own experience, I've been watching my friend who I'm staying with here. She is hugely successful in her career. She has a demanding job, and she's taken some planned time off since I've been here. And I watch her just never sitting still. She's doing like amazing home improvement projects around her house, and walking my dog, and jumping on her bike to ride up the mountain to go check on her mom. And she's just got this momentum going on her days off that I'm sitting back watching. And I don't know what's driving her. I watch her, genuinely curious about it. But I don't assume that I know what's underneath her doing. I mean, for her, it could be just pure enjoyment, and I know it is. But it could be something about being productive in order to be somebody, to matter, to earn her space in the world. I don't know. I just recognize that. That was the pull for me. I had lived inside that for decades. And so many of my clients really struggle with going through a day and feeling like they were not productive. That doesn't sit well. And I just lived inside that for decades. And so it could be something else for my friend, but I just noticed that, I don't have to resolve that. I just get to watch. And then I notice my old reflex of trying to diagnose what's going on. I don't have to, but it's clear to me. It's a mirror. It reminds me of what drove me for so many years. And here I am with a blank daytimer and beautiful mountains outside, and my dog laying right here beside me snoring. So the part I didn't expect the actual discovery underneath all of this for me was that presence, just being here now, just letting life unfold in front of me without a plan, without feeling like I had to do something or be productive. That presence, it's not a consolation prize for losing the need to be productive. It's not, well, I can't achieve anymore, so I guess I'll just try to be peaceful instead. No, not that. What's happening for me is that presence is yielding so much more. More meaning, more connection, and just more life satisfaction. And I'm not saying that the doing didn't give me anything. It gave me plenty. The sense of achievement and purpose and a life over those years that, I'm genuinely proud of. But it did come with a price. And I don't think I saw that price until I took this sabbatical. I don't feel like that life gave me inner peace. This, what I'm in right now, it feels like home in a way that doing never, ever did. So when I'm actually here now, not managing internal narratives about what I should be doing, what I could be doing, what I ought to be doing, it's really strange. But for some reason right now, there's just nowhere for those stories and that noise in my head to land. It just doesn't seem to have anything to grip onto. That, for me, comparison, constantly comparing, how am I doing? How's my business doing? How many people am I helping? The striving, this invisible scorecard that I carried around for 4 decades, none of it finds any place to land when I'm simply in the river of what's actually happening. I'm watching the light change on the mountains. I'm having real conversations instead of networking or thinking about how I can help people. I'm just feeling my own aliveness. Instead of trying to prove it or manufacture it, it's amazing. So I want to be really clear about something because I don't want this to land as, okay, stop doing things, achievement is bad. That's not it. I'm not anti-doing. I still plan to coach again, and I love that work. And Grant, too, my client, he did eventually build something again, a small foundation, and now he's doing work that he really, really loves, and not full-time, and not with a scorecard. So the shift I'm talking about isn't whether you act or not. It's about what currency you're measuring your life by. Is it output, productivity? Is it what you can point to or something you can prove? Or is it how alive do you feel while you're actually living this life? Those can both look identical from the outside. But one is chasing the scoreboard and the other one is just living. And occasionally, living does involve building something or helping someone, or for me, coaching again one day. But not because I need to prove anything or that you need to prove anything, but because it's what wants to happen through you. So if you're in the middle of an identity collapse right now, if you've lost a role or a title or your marriage or a parent, the identity that used to answer the question of who you are, well, I'm going to tell you, don't rush to find a new answer. I'd actually invite you to do the opposite. Just let that identity collapse happen. Let it be real. Don't try to fill it up too fast. Because here's the thing, underneath it isn't a void that needs replacing. It's actually you. Bigger, quieter, far more here, far more filled with potential and possibility and love than you can even imagine. More than doing would ever let you be. It's not a lesser version of you waiting to be built back up. You're not somebody who needs a new identity to stand in. Just you. Without the identity, the scaffolding that you built to prove that you were worth the space that you take up. This you is whole and complete and more than you've ever been, because there's nothing left performing on your behalf. It's just you, the authentic you, pure love, pure potential, unconditional. So, I'm still finding this. I still catch the old pull, for sure, sometimes. This sort of itch to justify the day by what I got done. But more and more, I'm finding that this river of life, it doesn't need me to steer it. It just needs me to be in it. So thanks for being here, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Thank you for listening to Identity Matters. I hope you found this episode insightful. If you're ready to delve further into this journey of self-discovery and uncover your innate wholeness, I invite you to consider one-on-one coaching with me. Together, we can explore the unique challenges and opportunities in your life or your business or both. And through that exploration, help you align with your true self. To learn more about my coaching services, visit drkathleenperry.com/services.